Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of the world's biggest stars and some of my favourite people. And we've got a man for you today who is an international phenomena. He did over 70 concerts last year. He's sold millions of albums, in fact 40 million around the world, and he sells out arenas wherever he goes. Andre Rieu is a unique talent that has built an empire around 67 CDs, 75 DVDs, world tours, and I'm delighted to say he's back in the UK this Christmas, and he joins us on the phone now from Maastricht. How are you?
I'm fine, Alex. Thank you very much. I didn't know all these numbers you are going on.
It is extraordinary. I mean, I've spoken to some famous people over the years, but your statistics are amazing. You are in the top 25 or even the top 10 for most of the years in the last decade of world touring acts. That's incredible.
Yes, I heard somebody tell me that I am now for a decade every year in the top 10 of ticket-selling artists. So it's amazing for a classical violinist. I didn't know myself.
Do you know what you've done, though? You've made it beyond classical music. You've made it beyond music. It is an event. I saw you in Nottingham just earlier this year in May, and it was one of the most wonderful evenings I've ever spent in a theatre, let alone an arena. You made that enormous venue feel intimate, and that's not easy, is it?
That's exactly why we travel the world, my orchestra and me, Alex, to have this interaction with the audience and to make the audience forget that they sit in a baseball arena. I want this interaction with them. I want this contact with them. I want them to feel at home, at ease, that they have the feeling, tonight we can do whatever we want. He allows everything, and that's what we want.
Somebody said to me in May, aren't his tickets expensive? And I said, yes, but go and look at the show. Look at the number of people on stage. Look at the costumes. Look at the amount of musicians, the dancers, the wonderful lights and scenery that you bring with you. It must cost a fortune to put on your show.
To be honest, Alex, I am a very stupid man because I have this enormous private orchestra traveling the world with 110 people. So everybody who thinks that the tickets are expensive, yes, you are right, Alex, they are. But that's the only way I can pay it. So luckily, a lot of people come to the concerts and enjoy every night and every evening. And the most beautiful thing is they go home happy, and that may cost something.
Yeah. Do you know the best compliment I can pay you is that I would have paid again to see that show? It is very rare you leave a theatre feeling like you had your money's worth, but my God, with your production, it certainly feels like it. And from the second that you begin where the orchestra walk through the audience, it's an event and it's exciting. You still look like you want to be there. It's still thrilling to you, isn't it?
It is. You're completely right. The 5 last moments before I go on stage, I'm extremely nervous because, we know exactly what we have to do, but I don't know the audience. The audience every night, I have to rebuild every night this contact with the audience, but because that's why we travel the world. So that makes me very nervous. Is it going to work tonight? Is it going to work tonight? But every night it works.
And that standing ovation at the end with the balloons was just spectacular. I wonder logistically how difficult it is to put on that show. I mean, the Johann Strauss Orchestra are enormous. How many of them are there in it now that tour the world with you?
I think some 60, 65. And all the rest of the 110 are crew and organization, cooks. So all that people, I described you a little bit how it works. We arrive at the venue at 3:30, the orchestra. Then the cooks are ready. There's some soup and food for everybody. Somebody goes to play his instrument, somebody eats something. Then half an hour later, there's a sound check. Every day there's a sound check because every hall sounds different. Then we have a fantastic meal together, everybody together with our own cooks. Then I go to sleep. 1.5 hour, really sleep on my own couch. And then there's the concert, And then after the concert, the orchestra goes for the after snacks, a nice glass of red wine. And the crew is working very, very hard to break everything down, put it in the trucks, go in the nightliners, have a nice sleep in the bus, and next morning at 7, they are at the next venue. And that's how it works.
Unbelievable. And you are a family. We saw last year the passing of one of the members of the orchestra devastated you, and you were unable to perform.
Yeah.
You're not just guys that happen to play together. You've become incredibly close.
Alex, I have 2 families. My wife, my 2 sons, and my 5 grandchildren, and my big family.
Yeah.
The family which I'm traveling the world, and we are really a family, you know. They all are, all the 110 people are on a fixed payroll, you know. They are in my service. And everybody says, you are stupid, why do you do that? It's much too expensive. But the result is that we are friends. We are together. Of course, I'm the boss and they trust me. But for me personally, it's the most beautiful life you can imagine because I'm always together with friends.
Oh, wonderful. I just interviewed Chris Angel, who is the world's #1 magician in Las Vegas, and he has a staff, I think, of 103 people. And I said, how do you sleep at night knowing that all of those families depend on you? And let's face it, without Andre Rieu, there isn't the Andre Rieu Johann Strauss Orchestra. Do you lose sleep over the pressure of being you? Because it is a lot, isn't it?
It is a lot, I know. But luckily, I'm born on a Sunday, and I believe that everything will go on and on and on. And I work very hard for my health. You know, 3 times a week, my personal trainer comes to kill me and to take care of my health. It's this morning he was there. Oh my God, all my muscles are. But it's good, you know, it's good. And so, to answer your question, I do a lot for everything. And so I have a good feeling. I can sleep.
Andre, I am a deeply unattractive man. You, on the other hand, are a lady's favourite. What's it like being delicious?
What a question. Is it nice being delicious?
You know you are. They love you, Andre. Don't deny it.
I don't know. I'm not conscious of the fact that I'm delicious. You know, I'll tell you, I'm there on stage with my tuxedo and my violin. I play romantic music, so... Oh my God, I can never be on stage again without thinking of your question.
It is true, though. I mean, my aunties, who all love you, my mother, they all watch you on Sky Arts over here, and they go and see those shows. And what you do is so classy. And I think the word to describe your show is it's romantic. It truly is, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's the most. It's the best word to describe the concert. It's romantic, and I try to give the concerts with all my heart and all my love. And perhaps it sounds like a cliche, but it's really, I mean it. Without love, there would not be a decent life. I think love is not. I don't mean sex, but I mean love in the sense of being nice to your neighbor. I think that is a very, very important thing in life.
Yeah. Your concert is such a positive experience, and I wondered what it's like to be you, to stand there with the pin focus and all those wonderful musicians behind you. And let's face it, they're some of the best in the world. You're playing some of the greatest music in the world. Is it humbling sometimes when you sort of look at yourself from a distance to see the scale of your achievement? It's remarkable.
I have something that I used already my whole life. I like it to imagine myself that I go away from the earth and I look to the earth from a distance. And then you see a little blue planet. And I'm so far away that you cannot see the borders, or you cannot see, all this glamour thing is in the heads of the people. It's not in my head. The most beautiful thing that can happen to me when I arrive from a long tour far away, I come home and I see Marjorie, I kiss her, and we go in the car and we go buy sugar and potatoes, what are we going to eat? So that's what I like, to be completely normal.
Right. But you know you're not normal. You know you're extraordinary. I wonder, as a child...
No, Alex. I'm delicious.
You are delicious. I'm going to get to that again. I haven't forgotten about that.
Oh, my God.
It's true. No, I'm going to put it on a poster somewhere. Don't you worry about that. But how amazing were you as a child musically? I mean, I wonder whether you were some form of protege, because at this point, obviously, you've got so many around you to make the show look brilliant. Without being too introspective, were you always blessed with a great gift?
Yeah, I think, yeah. The first violin lessons I had was, I was 5, and my teacher was an 18-year-old blonde girl, so I fell in love immediately with her, and that helped me a lot. But what I wanted to achieve very, very quickly was her beautiful vibrato, her tone,
Right.
You can imagine when you play the first lesson and it... But she played for me, she was next to me, 2 meters, and I heard this beautiful sound, and that was what I wanted. And I tell you, after 3 weeks, I could have the vibrato very, very quickly, and she was flabbergasted. Oh, wow. She told my father and my mother, how is this possible? This guy is gifted. And so, in fact, it was always a sort of joy, a sort of play for me.
Incredible. If I could just be your mind in your eyes for one day, what you see on that stage and the reaction from the audience. And what I love as well is the respect for the music. The audience are there to have a party, but they truly listen. There's none of this standing up and screaming and iPhone taking pictures and all that nonsense. Your audience love the music as much as they love you, as much as they love the spectacle. That's a beautiful synergy, isn't it?
It is. And to answer your first half of the question, how is it to be there on stage and look at the audience? Alex, I tell you, that is the most beautiful reward we can have on stage. It's the faces, the happy faces of the people who are demanding for more and more and more. That is why we travel the world, and that gives us so much energy that after the concert, when we dress, when we change, we need a lot of red wine to come down, I can tell you.
Well, one day I hope to share some wine with you and break bread and talk about your amazing life and career. There's a couple of people I've interviewed in my life, one of which was Andrea Bocelli, the other was Andy Williams, who I was so excited to talk to, and you're the third. I think you're incredible. I think you're a remarkable performer, and what you give audiences is so tremendous. You should be incredibly proud. Mr. Delicious is Andre Rieu. He's back on tour this Christmas. You can you can find out more by going to his website, andrerieu.com. The new CD is out now, along with the DVD for Christmas. Thank you for your time. It's been such an honor and a pleasure, and I wish you all the best. I hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much, Alex. And of course, I invite you to come to have, together with us, a beautiful glass of wine.